This is 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 from Greenlight, an exclusive from Hobby Expo China, the HEC event earlier this or last month. And today we are going to take a look at why this particular casting right here is a very interesting car with a major setback, but still a definite add to your collection. So when you do get the car from the event, you're actually given a box just like this that does say Greenlight right there, premium model GLP Greenlight Premium Limited Edition 164 14 Plus, the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. The reason why you're given a box is because these pieces right here have a chase piece, a chrome chase piece, right? Now, we did not get a chrome, we did get the original, the normal release right here, the competition yellow with racing stripes, inspired by the Dragon Emperor. Now, when you open the car from the box, you are greeted with this. Now, first things first, this does feel heavy. That's because there is an acrylic case right here, which we'll get to in a couple of seconds, but I just want to talk about the casing by itself. So Greenlight, after its change of direction and management, they've come out with this for its exclusive. Now, this looks premium. You guys know the regular Greenlight cases or the plastic bits that come with it, right? The plastic cards that come with it. It's very different in terms of quality, the feel. It's very different. I know this is an exclusive, so maybe that's why there's a lot of exclusivity to it, right? But regardless, I think it's a very, very interesting casting, right? Now, if you turn the car to the back, obviously we've got a bit of details here, but you notice these two screws at the back, and I'll explain to you what that does in a second. But this particular casting limited to 1,999 pieces, so an exclusive piece to a certain extent, if I may say. And if you guys notice, there is no roof here, but there's a roof here just because at the bottom of the car right there is actually a detachable roof, which is something we will actually have to talk about in a second. So to open the car, obviously we've got a protector bit right here, so we got to remove the back end of the protector right there, and the entire card falls off. That is the front end. Obviously we will keep the protector because I do want to display the card this way, and the reason is because I do love what they've done with this. I think this concept here is a very nice concept, and this on the wall just like this is going to look very, very beautiful, right? And obviously the cards, they all got to face the left, so always remember that, guys. We are always on team left. Every card in our collection faces the left side, and so will she. Now, to open the card, there is actually no, you don't have to cut or tear or whatever. It's a hard plastic right there. It's hard plastic. Usually we have to kind of tear, or you got to pull a blister off. Nothing for this. Instead, what Greenlight has done is just gotta rotate these flaps, right, clockwise or anti-clockwise right there, and put your finger right here, and you just pull it right out. Opens the back door, and then you obviously you've got the back end of the paper, right? So just remove it, and that exposes the car right there. So if I just pull the base out, obviously there's a lot of space for you to put your finger in. Pull the base out, the car is out, right? And obviously with the car comes a detachable roof. So give me a second while I just tidy up this place, because I don't want to talk about the casing now. I'll talk about it in a bit. But here we've got two things. Number one, the car. Number two, the roof. Right, so let me just put the car down for a second. Let me take the roof out, because the roof is going to be an essential part of today's conversation, or today's discussion, if I may. So obviously a paper, right? This says detachable top cover, and this nice cheap paper, right? Don't know why that is, but like I said, it is what it is. Now we have the roof right here. Now this is a carbon fiber piece right there, as you guys can see, right? And I hope the camera does some justice. The carbon fiber weave on this is actually very nice. In fact, the car by itself has a lot of carbon fiber features all around the car, right? So don't worry, we will be touching on the carbon fiber bits in a second, and I promise you we will do that. So, but before we dive into the carbon fiber bits, I want to talk about one thing, and that is, like I said, the roof, right? And here's what I mean by it. What I mean by I want to talk about the roof is because the whole selling point of this is that, oh, this car has a detachable roof, which is right here. So I initially assumed that maybe it might be a metallic, there might be metals or something for us to attach the roof, but there isn't. So, and essentially all you got to do is to put the roof on just like that, okay? And therein lies my first issue. The roof does not stay in shape. The roof keeps falling. There's nothing holding the roof down together, which kind of bugs me a little. But more so than that, there's another thing that really bugs me, and that is this. With the roof down at this position right there, let me just try to adjust it. There you go. if you look at it from, oops, you see where the issue lies, guys. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up, man. But if you look at it from this perspective, with the roof, I'm not no exaggerating anything. The roof is on. Let me just, okay, I've just removed my finger from there. Look at how it looks like. Look at the fitment and how big this window looks right there. That is very disappointing, guys. It looks like a Hot Wheels tuned car. You get what I mean? Look at how high the arch is right there. This is actually very, very badly done. And therein summarizes my entire disappointment with this casting. So one thing that's wrong, and that is this: the roof fitment is atrocious. Okay, but wait a minute, guys, before you go typing in the comment section. But besides that, this car is an absolute perfect unit. And let me explain to you what I mean. Now, you guys saw how easy it was to open the plastic protector, right? Now you're wondering, well, there is a base here. How do you remove the car from the base? Very simple. You might think there's a screw. Nah, you're wrong, guys. Greenlight has done this very, very interesting thing. Put your finger in, rotate the car by 90 degrees, and voila, the car is off the base. No screws, no hassle, nothing, guys. The car is out of the base. And the car by itself, don't get me wrong, it looks nice. From this perspective, right, without the roof, it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. There's that whole dragon, vibe going on, the dragon decals going on. The wheels do spin. They do spin. They don't spin amazingly well, but they do spin, especially when you put on the floor. They do spin. But yeah, I'm just a little bugged by the roof. Now, for those that don't know, this ZR1 is from the second last model of the C8 platform, right? And the successor of this car, in a sense, is a car that with hybrid assist will come out to more than 1,000 horsepower, right? Now the ZR1, right, is supposed to be the, how do I say this? It's supposed to be the most extreme version of a Corvette. However, for Camaro or for Chevrolet to come out with a much more extreme version of this is just insane. And it shows you the direction that Chevrolet is going with cars like this, right? And I mean, it's a huge step for Corvette because it kind of can reach the realms of supercars or even hypercars in terms of power, right? I mean, this car, 1,000 horsepower on regular fuel, by the way, regular fuel, keep that in mind, right? It's a damn good sports car, or some can even call it a hypercar. I mean, I'm sure you can, if you look at the Nürburgring test records and stuff, it's some insane numbers, man, right? And for the price point that these are going for, I would say, it's a really good priced hypercar, or a really good priced car for the performance that you get. You get what I mean? But that's just the technicality stuff of it. I know you guys are not really interested in that. You guys are interested in the casting. And I gotta say, the casting, like I said, besides the roof, it's a very, very nicely done casting. We have some carbon fiber. Let me just try to focus. Let me just try to, get a focus right for you guys. We've got a bit of carbon fiber accents right there across the door. Obviously, a massive carbon fiber wing right there. Now, we can see like a little hint of the engine bay, but it's all black. It's all blacked out, so we can't really see any details. Unfortunately, the interior is also all blacked out as well, but we can see a little bit of the the steering wheel, the dashboard, the seats as well, the nice racing bucket seats, all black. It would have been nice if there was a bit of paint to it, a little bit of contrast that would not have affected anything, but it would have made the car look a lot nicer, right? If you look at the front of the car, obviously we've got plastic headlight temples. For a second, they look like paint. They look like they were painted, but they're not. The plastic headlight temples right there. We've got this massive splitter in the front, obviously a diffuser in the rear, and this splitter is a separate piece from the car. So they've actually glued it onto there. We've got screws right there. Like I said, the car looks nice. Even from this profile right here, the car looks fierce. She looks menacing. So on the right side of the vehicle, exactly the same. The wheels they spin. I think that's it. The wheels they spin. Full stop. It's not decently well. You guys get where I'm coming from, right? And the rear of the vehicle, obviously, we've got the iconic quad exhaust tips right there. We've got Corvette written right there, and a massive wing, obviously, that pans from both sides of the fenders. Once again, a very interesting. It's a nice car. I'm not really a huge muscle guy, unfortunately, but I think this is something that I'll definitely want to keep in my collection. Now, that's the thing, whenever I buy cars to review, it's because usually most of the time it's something I like, something that I find joy in collecting. And if I think it's good for me to collect, I think it's going to be something interesting for a lot of you to collect. You guys will get where I'm coming from. I think this casting is very, very nicely done. And just to store it back, I'm just going to put the card down like that. Put my hand here. I'm going to give it a little twist. you hear the click, and the car is secure onto here. And I'm just gonna obviously put it back in the plastic case, and I'm gonna, you know, display this car on my wall. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this particular car. It is an HEC exclusive. All right, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this particular casting. Let me know in the comments if you would you know, get this particular casting first. I think I would. I think it's a nice, and I mean I did, right? It's a nice casting. Obviously the roof kind of like defeats the purpose, so maybe for Greenlight it's more of just kind of revisit, you know, the drawing board and see how they can kind of fix the roof lining. Obviously I feel like just the end of the railing right here is just too high, for it to make it too flat. But yeah, it's something Greenlight has got to, you know, go back to the drawing board, kind of revisit. I think it's a nice step that they've taken to kind of just introduce that opening, so-called opening feature onto the car, just so it gives people, you know, something to kind of look forward into as well. But yeah, I think Greenlight has great potential. I'm super excited to see what Greenlight does in the near future, right? Considering they've, you know, fixed this kind of like issue right here and just make the car look ever so menacing and ever so just insane on the road, right? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this particular casting. Let me know in the comments if you guys like to see more of such Greenlight castings in the near future. But just so that, guys, this video is over. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.